So there are a lot of things that go into being prepared for the metaverse, being ready to navigate, how to even get in. So let's just even start by how to enter and how to get set up. Many of you already know, so this next part probably isn't for you, but I do want to make sure that anybody out there has the opportunity to learn firsthand. So, and if you have any questions, definitely ask anybody in chat. First question, maybe you might ask, how do I get into Decentraland? Okay, I'm gonna log out really quick. So I'm gonna do it from scratch. Okay, you're gonna go to play.decentraland.org. Okay, this is just how to enter, and we're gonna talk about how to get to the location itself. But here's how to enter. You're gonna go to play.decentraland.org, and there you're gonna get this page right here. You can either play using your wallet, and there's a number of wallets that you can use. You can use not just MetaMask. There's, Trust Wallet, I think, Trezor, I don't know. There's a bunch you gotta check. When you click here, you'll bring up a list. It's having me assign my MetaMask right now because that's my standard. But you can also enter as a guest, so you don't even need a MetaMask setup. Now, what is a MetaMask? It's an online wallet. This online wallet is your identity in terms of your interaction in your assets on the blockchain. And your control of whatever is on the blockchain is determined by your wallet. Safety tip number one, when you set up a wallet on your MetaMask, do not save your seed phrase on your phone, take a picture, don't email it to yourself, do not keep a digital version of it. Your best bet is to write it on a piece of paper, maybe 2 pieces of paper, and keep it in a bank lockbox and keep one in a safe place that you can swallow on a moment's notice if someone comes to take your sweet, sweet JPEGs, okay? So you definitely need to be careful. You can just go, a MetaMask is a Chrome extension. It's an extension you can download, and it is the sort of #1 most popular online wallet. You can also have what's called a cold wallet, which is an offline wallet. It looks like this. And it's a physical little piece that you can USB connect to your computer, and it serves as a key to access your content. So I have an online and an offline wallet to hold, the more precious commodities. And that's a good way for you to have another level of security. So you don't need a wallet setup. So if you're like, I don't want to set up this wallet right now, I can come back later. All it means is you won't be able to buy and have your own name. You won't be able to have land, have wearables. So in order to get those special wearables and those asset contents, those need to be housed within your actual, here you can see Fortmatic, Wallet Connect, those are the 3. It needs to be housed in your wallet for you to access those resources. So now I've connected my wallet. It's taking me into the world. And I already have the coordinates typed into my URL, so it's automatically going there. But say you weren't, because typically when you go start, you're gonna be dropped into this part of the map right here. Oops. Called Genesis Plaza. On the map, there's a lot of, these are the main lands, these dark gray that you're seeing, those are land, these light gray are the roads. So each one of these is owned by people. Some of them you see connected because somebody bought multiple pieces of land and they connected. So these are what we call estates and parcels. And then this is a plaza. So this is Genesis Plaza. This is the center of the map. And there are different plazas. There's Soho Plaza, Medieval Plaza, Forest Plaza, and these are run by the Decentraland DAO, the organization that owns and runs. It's a non-profit organization that serves as the guardians of the metaverse, right? And then you have districts. So when Decentraland was first started, you had all of these people who bought land. Some of them chose to keep theirs, but other people chose to contribute their land to a district. Why? Because those can be run by groups that can manage and develop more quickly and more succinctly and have full events, like Vegas District. That is probably the more developed district of all of them, and one of my personal favorites. But there's a lot of great, there's the University District. So there's areas for learning, for knowledge. There's a museum district. Sci Art Lab, which is an art and science lab that I've partnered with already to do an amazing project. We won't get into that. But these districts, they are like collaborating with creators who also might not have their own land. Now, if we talk about collect online, you'll see right here, all these little red dots. That's because that's where the party's at. These red dots are people. So you can see there's some red dots. When they're blue, light blue, they're on a different server. So there are different servers you can be on, like Unicorn, DG, there's all these different servers you can be on. And we're gonna talk about how to switch and select servers quite shortly. Because actually this event is on the Unicorn server and we are on DG. How do you tell? In your URL at the top, you can see realm equals right at the end, and you'll see it written right there. So you can see, there's not, typically people look at this and they're like, there's nobody here, but this is the reality. Decentraland operates very much so around events. Not so much, there's like 10,000 daily active users in Decentraland. Keep in mind, Facebook has millions of daily active users, right? So this is very early. We're at the very start of this whole project. And so where you end up seeing a lot of people, and also here's the other thing, like when you see a page on Facebook, like people really aggregate around events and trending topics. Similarly in the Decentraland, but we're talking about a 3-dimensional environment now. So basically, totally very soon, 10 million daily soon. So it only makes sense that when you go to see what is happening and where is everybody in Decentraland, you're gonna see them around events. And you can go to events.decentraland.org and you'll see right here the #1 trending event right now is collect online. So you have the basics on how to enter, how to walk. On the bottom right, you can see 3 dots. If you click that, you can show controls. So here you can see all sorts of different buttons here. C to open and close the control panel. So if you press the letter C on your keyboard, you'll see this come up. To open up your map, you press M, and you can press Tab. So either Tab or M, that can open up your map. You can click the world to control your avatar's view. So say you have your cursor out right now, you can click and it'll allow you to control. If you press C, it'll open that up again, so you can use your controller. Also, you can press the escape button to unlock your cursor. So if you're like, how do I get out? Like I'm stuck here, I can't switch over to Twitter to show the picture here of this grand opening, like for instance, like this. You could do it. WASD, the classic navigation button system. But keep in mind, not too long in the future, this is going to be in virtual reality. This will be virtual reality enabled. So, when you're on desktop, you can travel, you can do all your things, and then soon enough, this will be ported to virtual reality. There are metaverses that are already in virtual reality, but Decentraland kind of took it as, let me solve the key problems around what a metaverse is. Not like, let me just say, here's a technology, virtual reality, how can I use this? Which I think, and is a lot of people agree, is not the right way. You don't want to go from technology to problem. You want to go to problem to solution. They said very wisely, like, virtual reality isn't the problem as to why people aren't integrating into the metaverse. It's actually a barrier. They said, how do we make it easy for people to access what the metaverse is? Rather than say everyone needs a VR headset, they said, let's just make this available on a desktop. And I mean, can we say kudos? Crypto voxels is the same example. This is problem solving at its finest, people. Entrepreneurship is just problem solving. Let's see. So we have our wits about us. We can walk around. We have our navigation ability. You can walk around and explore land, and this is to say, look at this. This is just an entire world of possibilities. Every day you can come in here, walk around, and discover something. And because of this launch, one day somebody's gonna walk up and they're gonna discover this right here, collect online. This is like the birth of Vegas. Somebody drove off into the desert, and one day it's like, oh my God, there's this art gallery, there's this casino, there's this games room, and that's pretty much what's happening here, people. This is the birth of a whole new dimension of opportunity. It's no wonder why you see estates selling for $2.5 million, people. Virtual land. Let me show names. Let me see. Oh, what's up, Sinful Meat Stick? We got the family here. So, I think Sinful Meat Stick is bringing us to our next topic, is how do you throw some money around? Now you can walk around, you can look around. How do you get that extra little oomph in your activity? Well, number one, your emotes. You can press the letter B on your keyboard and you can open emotes. So you can press 3, you can have these different interactions. So let's see, throw money, and we can throw money, but you can also use the numbers on your keyboard. So this one goes out to my Collect Online team out there, sending you love, sending you our love, our hearts. Tell me this just doesn't feel better than just a typical emoji. Like, I'm just flooding the metaverse with this love. Maybe making it rain. Oh yeah, here we go. And I'm about to blow your mind and blow $1 billion startup opportunity for myself. Maybe I was gonna fund this myself at some point, but if somebody beats me to it, then we all win. We have not reached the limits of what an NFT can be. People, I'm calling it right here, right now. These emotes are gonna be NFTs. You are gonna be able to own emotes. So imagine if a thumbs up was a 1 of 1, or maybe you have a specific dance sequence that was a 1 of 1, and you could sell an emote for your characters in the metaverse. Come on. I'm waiting for that company to start so I can ape into that, or I'm gonna have to do that myself, people. If you take too long. And I already know how to do it, people. I just don't have the time. This is a different way of experiencing an emoji. It's not just a text experience. Moving your body, dancing like this, that is a completely different way of expressing yourself, because it's happening within a 3D space. So that just changes how people can interact and represent themselves. If every time I got into the room, I had a specific dance move that I did, that only I did. You know, and what about all these dance crazes, right? These dance crazes could literally be NFTs that can be sold online, right? We also have, the next thing actually on our list was talk about chat. Now there's a bunch of different things you can do in chat. If you press enter, you can open your chat window. You'll see there on the bottom left, right? Let's come over here. I wanna come over here because this is just beautiful. I love this entry point. And look, this is like an open parlor. People are just partying, you know, like. So you can press enter. You can press enter on your chat, and you can do commands. And if you press /help, you can see a full list of commands. So let's see. Let's pull this up here. You know, you can. We talked about moving, walking around, but you can also teleport. So, you know, if you click here and you click a spot, you press jump in, or you can even come here on the events page and you can click this button, it'll jump in. That's like called teleporting. So you can teleport. It is possible now. But you can also go to /go-to and type in the coordinates. So here we have -51, 103, and boom, it'll teleport me to that location. If you're far away, it might have to load. So I'm chatting with people right now in Decentraland. And then, but at the same time, you have these commands that you can do. So we were talking about emotes. You can also do, if you type /emote, you can see other emotes as well. So things that aren't like, you have the 1 through 6, but you also have other ones. And I'm just gonna take you through that right now. We're gonna show you what we got here. We got head explode. So if you're blowing my mind, boom, there you go. Of course, you can dab on. You can get that disco when you're on that dance floor. So if you type /emote space disco, or maybe / emote space shrug. Okay. / emote. Let's see. We got hands air. If you're at a dance party. You can also do, you know, if you're playing some Metaverse basketball, you could be like, yo, you don't see me. I got this drip. If you got this drip, and you maybe you're making. Here we go. They're making it rain with that money. You can't see me. Or maybe you want to just really bust a move. Tectonic. Here we go. Sinful Mystic. Please help me here. We got to get these emote. We're showing them how it's done. You can hammer. So if you want to bust that end, you know, so all of these one day will be NFTs, but right now they are not. So keep an eye out for that startup. It's coming. And if y'all want to hire me, you know, I'll send you a kiss. There's a lot of ways that you can interact. Of course, through the emotes is a great way. You can talk through chat, but you can also press and hold T. And if you can hear me, just go ahead and just bust a move. Throw an emote out right now if you can hear me in world. If you're getting my audio right now, let me see you bust that move. Here we go. Jacob. Here we go. I can also get your sound, so if anybody's in world right now, I got my mic live. Does anyone want to say anything? Anyone out there? You can hear the claps.
Everyone go to Kevin on Earth 999 on Twitch.
Hey! Oh my gosh, I need to clip that and I need to make that a frickin' intro, bro. People, come on. We have a gecko and a turkey out. This has never been possible before. Let's just give some love to Jacob right here.
He deserves money.
Please follow Kevin on Earth 999 on Twitch, please.
Let's go. Much love, Jacob. And listen, you got the claps.
Hi, Iconic. Nice to see you.
If you go to one of those,
Oh.
Oh.
Je sais pas si tu utilisais ça depuis le Texas.
Oh.
C'est peut-être.
Hold on.
C'est presque.
That was my Discord.
Hey, yo, what up?
Let's go. Yo, I love you all. Are you ready? We're just about ready. The event starts in 20 minutes. Are y'all having fun? Do you feel like I'm doing a good job onboarding our new party members?
Yes, sir.
Let's get it. We do have a Discord set up. There is a French and an English channel there.
Super dope channel. Love this channel.
Yo, much love. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Oh my gosh, I can't even. Love Gachi is an OG. Crows is an OG. Iconic is an OG. Jacob is an OG. All these people here, we're just. Dude, these people are pioneers in the metaverse. So that's the other great thing, that you meet people who are just outstanding. It is just amazing. So why do we come here? Why is it that we come here? Is it just to throw around our virtual fiat, you know, like almost like in the face of everyone there using that paper money? It's like, get the paper money out of here. See how it just disintegrates? You know, goes through the wash one time and there it goes. You know what? Like literally, blockchain money is literally so hard to get rid of. Like you cannot even strip it from somebody if they're no longer on this earth and they have a wallet full of crypto and nobody knows the seed phrase. You can't even take it from that person. Okay? You can't burn it. You know, like that person has it in their wallet. It's there. So that's how immutable we are talking. How to see art. So what do we do here in the metaverse? One of the first things that became, there's two things that really were the forefront things that, as I have been here reporting on the metaverse for nearly a year now. I started the Decentraland Report in January of this year. But what we've seen is, number one, definitely games, and that really started as really gaining traction in the sort of the casino setting, the casino vibe. That's where you see a lot. So you see a lot of activity over here in the casino areas. But the second, and I would say even more impactful, and where people really spend most of their time and really develop relationships, teams, experiences, has been in the art community. Music, physical art, digital art. There's people who do live videos of them creating art in their own art gallery. I myself had my first start coming here because I'm an artist. I'm a musician. I have a background in jazz composition, film scoring, production. That's what I studied in university. And when I came further into, one of the things that really got me turned off from the music industry was how, let's say, how out of control value was in terms of the artist. We were beholden. We couldn't even get our art in front of people. And this has been a historical issue. When, sort of if we talk about art history, if you look back at, when we're talking like the Romantic period, switching into the Surrealist period, the Surrealist art, which is now, is like so historically pivotal for who we are, and art is like a culturally transformational experience. So like Surrealist art, they wouldn't even allow it into the main galleries. You couldn't even get it out in front of there. And even now, if you're an artist, if you're starting out, how do you get your art into a gallery? And how do you set up an event? What, you got to get booked by somebody, and if you book that, like, what, you got to bring in all this physical gear, you got to put out, a lot more effort to get things even out there. Just if you were going to say, I'm going to display my physical or digital art in a gallery, it is, the barrier for you to do that is a lot. Now, when I entered into Decentraland, let's just say that I bought my first piece of land for about $2,500, $3,000, and now one of those pieces of land is worth $18,000 to $20,000 minimum, and just like the barrier for entry is getting higher and higher. So it's not always going to be so easy. It is going to return to that state of, in order to have land, you got to be a corporation. Why? Because the value you can create with this land it envies physical land. There's physical land that won't produce the kind of value that this digital land will. So eventually, when we say like, what's the value of land? It's like what's around it, right? And how accessible it is. So the accessibility of this land comparatively to a physical piece of land, let's say in Idaho, and how to convert value from that is different, people. It's a different way of looking at value of land. So it is real estate, but it also has that Web 2.0 sort of birth of the web vibe to it. There's those variables of cost and value. So cost of upkeep. I don't have to pay property taxes on this every year. I do have to pay on the, there is like capital gains, like you do have to, and obviously that changes per country. I hope one day I can get set up in Portugal. Portugal, I'm coming your way. Portugal has great crypto laws. When you make some money in crypto, you start to look into that. So how do we convey value to each other? How do I see a piece of art? Typically when I see a piece of art, right, I'm going online, maybe I'm looking through images. Now we have a three-dimensional environment, not only to see art, but also connect to the authenticated actual piece of art. Let's move over to Unicorn because that's the correct realm for this. So you don't actually have to, there's two ways to switch realms. I skipped over this. This is part of the travel section that I wanted to talk about. Excuse me, I know, just keep up with me here. Before we jump into the art, let's talk about how to switch between dimensions because I want everybody in the same dimension. So we can have different layers. So maybe like for the server, rather than everybody being on one layer, you can be on a different layer. At the top, as I said before, in your URL, you can see realm equals DG, right? You can change that on your realm, and you can see like there's Loki, there's Unicorn, there's many different dimensions, right? There's many different realms, but an easier way, and a way where it doesn't require you to reload, you can go in your chat and you type change realm. So type / change realm unicorn. So sometimes this is a way also for them, if there's any outages, that it doesn't take down all of Decentraland. So right now it appears that our unicorn realm is down, but later, you know, like, just keep that in mind. So let's stay in DG. False alarm, people. Let's stay in DG. But at least now you know, if you want to change realm, that is one way. There's Loki, there's a lot. We won't change realm now, since, so we're gonna stay in DG. This right here, by the way, I love your hat, sir. Beautiful. Wonderful. Oh, this is, and if you want to, by the way, if you ever want to take away that UI interface, you can press U and get rid of that. If you want to just see like a full, so this is how it's different, how you can experience art. Not only, but you're also kind of part of the art, right? You can have all your clothes, you know, like this picture, this experience, you know, take a picture of this and mint this as a memory, and it becomes a piece of art. It's like this 3D environment, this is like a new way of experiencing art. Immersive art, people, immersive. So you can actually come here if you have your UI on, and you can also interact. You know, imagine you can actually click this and you see all the information here. You can go to, and it'll bring you to the website here where you can find out information about the event. So here you can find information when you click an item. So you can get a much more immersive experience. Now that can happen with physical sculptures, that you can have the virtual sculpture that you could put in your mansion, right? In your virtual reality mansion. But you can also have you can have the physical sculpture in your house, or the digital version. And that is like another layer of ownership. Like, imagine if you had a t-shirt you could only wear in the store that you bought it in. That's pretty much how you can look at clothes and art that doesn't exist in the metaverse, or it doesn't have a metaverse version. You bought it in the physical world, but now you can only own it in physical world, which is only one part of where we interact and operate. You want to be able to also have it in a digital world where you also interact and operate, right? A perfect example of that is actually if you look at these shoes right here that my avatar is wearing. Let me just get you a good view. Here we go. You see these shoes right here. Just as an example. You can kind of see it there. So this is a digital shoe that came with the physical shoe as well, designed by French Montana. Now just imagine the value of this shoe, and now I can sell this shoe. This is just fire. And I can, like I said, why would I want a shoe? Why would I pay, you see these expensive shoes, why would I pay $600 for an expensive shoe that I can only wear in physical life? So I got these and I invested in these because they look dope, but also I don't have to worry about damaging them every time I wear them, because they don't get damaged when I wear them, at least in the virtual world, and I can wear them in the physical world on special occasions. Absolutely. So art literally has become this thing where it has a longer lifespan. Literally, the validity authenticity has a longer lifespan. It has more let's say, more immersive and accessible. It's a more immersive, accessible experience no matter where you are in the world. People can access the immersive experience of being around in a physical environment, especially imagine when this is in VR. So, and this solves the ownership of the digital asset element. So, literally what we're seeing here is a transformation on how we experience, how we trade. Everything about what art is, has transformed. Not just in the physical art, but in the music realm. And every time that an NFT is sold, automatically a portion of that royalty goes back to the artist. Doesn't need to go through any sort of publishing firm, doesn't need to go through anything like that. It's all automated. Remember that trustless system? We don't need to trust somebody. You can't use it with Oculus yet, but if you're interested, you can actually, if you even just Google search Decentraland Roadmap, you'll see here they have a Trello board, and you can see everything in the process of their creation. And here you can see on their later, under later, so not next, but it is later, a native VR World Explorer. So we talked about the art. We talked about now what's the difference between a metaverse and a game. So a game and the metaverse, it can somewhat be the same if you think about it. It depends how you approach it, really. I mean, this is obviously not a game. This is just a way of interacting. But we can have games, and we will play games. And we're about to enter the gallery. It's 1 p.m. We're about to get things started, people. If you have any questions at any point, drop that in chat. So, talking about games, right now you won't be able to see it, but there's a quest log that comes up on the bottom right anytime they have new quests. And you can win prizes, wearables, crypto, NFTs. You can win things that literally amount to money. I'm telling you, people, like, legit.